Well, the flat season began at Naas, and it is at Naas on November the 7th that it will conclude. And ahead of the flat season finale at Naas, here is Shane Foley. Shane, we're coming towards the end of the campaign. How would you sum it up at this stage? Just the amount of good winners you've ridden, the amount of everyday winners you've ridden. 4 winners at the start of the season at Naas, and it just hasn't stopped.
Yeah, we've had a fantastic year. It's a pity Colin Keane has had such a good one as well. But no, look, it's been a great year from the very first day we came out of traps. Obviously, after lockdown, we were pulling to go, and we rode 4 winners, and we've kept the momentum going since then, thank God. Your
decision to hook up with Jessica Harrington has just reaped so many rewards, and you've become an incredible access, really.
Yeah, look, she's an absolute legend to work for, a lady. She's great at what she does, and she's a pleasure to be involved with and to be around. And it's a great team. It's not just Jessie, there's a lot behind the scenes, and they're a great team to work with. And it's a pleasure to be a part of that.
How did it start with her, actually?
I've ridden for Jessie. I think I rode a winner for her as a 7-pound claimer in Galway. Mosstown it could have been. Then kind of developed from there, and I struck up a good relationship with Bob LeBeau as a 3-pound claimer. I rode Pat Fork to win his maiden. I rode Bocco Bacchiate to win his maiden, all as apprentices. So she obviously seen some little bit of a glimmer for me at that stage, and it's progressed ever since. And look, she's a great woman to work for.
It's something you had your eye on for a while to get in there and get more rides, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, look, when I was with Michael and that it wasn't, and then when I went freelance, I gave Jessie a day a week every Wednesday, struck up the partnership with Mr. Zhang, and obviously got a few more horses into Jessie from Mr. Zhang, and that's just snowballed since then. It's been great.
You mentioned Michael Halford there. You've ridden for a lot of other trainers this year as well and kept the winners taking over.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many outside winners we've had, but no, we've got great support, and Kieran has done a great job for me. I think I've had over 600 rides, so it's been busy, it's been hectic, and no, look, we've enjoyed every minute of it. Like you said, when you're on a winning run like that, it's hard not to.
I suppose it's an obvious one, but the Keeneland Phoenix Stakes will be your highlight of the season, I suppose.
Yeah, Lucky Vega was the highlight, and he was probably the low light as well in the National Stakes, you know, so these things happen. That's just typical horses for you, but no, he was very impressive that day, and obviously the National Stakes was a bit of a mess of a race, and he came out and ran a big race in the Middle Park, and he's a horse to look forward to for next year.
The National Stakes looked at an amazingly strong race as well on the day when you look at the 3 horses that came out, the front 3 ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't think I got a fair shot at it at the time, and it's kind of a messy run race. Wouldn't mind taking him on again, Johnny. I'd say we'll give him a go at a mile and see if he stays, and if not, he can come back for the Commonwealth Cup.
Yeah, plenty of time, and just the fillies as well. Thinking of the likes of Kane Pepper, obviously Alpine Star, and that's been another big feather in your cap this season.
Yeah, Kane worked the other morning, all systems go for the Breeders' Cup. Alpine is finished. She had 4 runs this year to win the Coronation, and she's only beat ahead and neck and ahead in 3 Group 1s the following time, and she's staying in training next year. Albigny was probably the disappointment of the season.
You'll have that.
Yeah, you get that when you have so many, you know what I mean? But she just couldn't say she didn't train on because her work was unbelievable. She just didn't bring it to the track, and these things happen. Leaves for you.
Pat Mullion passed away this year, and what sort of a loss was that to the weighing room and racing in general?
Massive, massive. Pat would have been someone I went to down through the years. Any decision I had, whether it was different jobs, different rides on horses, where to go and when not to go, Mullion was always the first man you'd pick up and ring, you know what I mean? He was that just so solid and a gentleman and very good at what he did, and it was a big loss, and it was a sad day for everyone. Such a young man with a very good family and life to live, really, and just goes to show there's probably more to life than just racing as well. It kind of opens your eyes a bit too, but look, that's part and parcel of it. He lived every day as he could, and he worked hard, and he strove for what he did, and he was very good at it.
Are you riding better than ever?
I think I have been riding as well as I have been. Obviously I've had better horses and with a great yard as well, and great thing about Jessie, she gives you free rein, you're not tied down, and that I think that's
wise.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely massive for a jockey, for his confidence, and because not 9 times out of 10 it doesn't go to it, and that's when the jockeymanship comes into play, and where if you're trying to carry out instructions to a T, it doesn't normally happen, and I think that's what's helped me come to the next level.
What's your biggest asset, do you think, in the saddle? Obviously, you're seriously strong in the finish, but what else?
I'd like to think I'm quite relaxed in a way and get horses to relax, you know what I mean? I won't rush, and I'd like to think I'm a bit patient as well at the same time. Jessie's a very easy woman to ride for. She's very straightforward, but I'm a firm believer in giving a horse a chance to travel and letting him do. It's the easiest way to get a horse beat is have him on his head early, and it looks like it's not the jockey's fault because you had him in the position, but you can be rushing them early and they're not able to go that stride, and that's the easiest way to get one beat. That's probably one of my attributes that I think in myself I do well.
And what age are you now?
33.
So you're a little bit older than Colin, but still relatively young as a jockey.
I'd like to think so,
Yeah.
yeah. Coming into my prime.
Yeah, and do you keep fit off the track, or is it all?
Oh, yeah. Be big into my fitness as well. I mean, not running as much as I used to, and getting a bit older now, you can feel it a bit, but walk a lot, and I love hunting and shooting and everything, so that keeps me going as well.
The colours you're wearing as well, you must be looking forward to hurling coming back.
Yeah, well, look, I suppose it's something bright for this lockdown if we can support a GA, and it's a bit of a coincidence to have these on me for the first race, so no, it's grand.
Bring on 2021.
Yeah, exactly. We have a big team and big yard, and sure, after a good year, trying to match. We said we wouldn't be able to match last year, but I think we've overseen it again, so hopefully we can do the same next year.